welcome. I'm truly honored you're joining me today. Before we begin, take a moment to notice where you are. Where are you listening from? And what time is it for you in this present moment? You're welcome to share it in the comments. Seeing the places and times of so many gentle listeners is a beautiful reminder of how connected we really are. Now, breathe in deeply and breathe out slowly. Let any distractions fade away. Give yourself permission to be here right now without anything pulling you elsewhere. For the next 2 hours, this space is yours. A space to rest, to breathe, to be. You don't need to achieve anything. There is no goal here except to relax. Let the peaceful sounds help you drift further into calm. Feel your muscles loosen. Feel your mind soften. You are safe here. You are enough, and you deserve this quiet time. Let's begin together. The night is quiet. You lie on your back, looking up at the sky, as stars blink like slow thoughts across the dark. You feel the calmness of the earth holding you, steady and still, while somewhere in the background, time ticks forward, gentle and invisible. It's always been there, hasn't it? Each breath you take, each beat of your heart, they unfold in rhythm, as though time is a river flowing just one way, at just one speed. A quiet current pulling everything, moments, memories, movements, gently downstream. And yet, if that river isn't so steady, what if, in some faraway place or under different conditions, time ripples and stretches like fabric, soft and strange? Tonight, you begin a different kind of journey, not through galaxies or planets, but through the nature of time itself. Close your eyes. Let your thoughts drift. We are going to peel back the surface of the clock and listen to what it truly says. You start with something familiar, a clock on the wall. Its hands move steadily, measuring each second with quiet certainty. But what if you had another clock placed on a satellite orbiting far above the Earth, or one speeding inside a spacecraft, racing through the void? And what if those clocks, though built identically, ticking the same when you set them side by side, now disagree? One might be faster, the other slower. Not broken, not faulty, just changed because of where they are, because of how they move. Time, it turns out, is not universal. It is not a fixed beat across the cosmos. It bends with gravity. It stretches with speed. It molds itself to your motion, your place, your path through the world. This is not a trick. It's not imagination. It's real. Einstein showed us this, not with poetry, but with mathematics that rewrote our understanding of reality. Imagine a train moving near the speed of light. Inside, someone shines a beam of light straight up and down. To them, the light travels in a neat line, up then down, like a silent metronome marking seconds. But you, standing outside and watching the train whiz past, see something different. You see the light take a longer path, a diagonal bouncing, upward and forward, downward and forward again. It travels more distance than it would inside the still train. And here's the strange part: light always moves at the same speed. It never changes. So if the light has a longer path to travel, and its speed remains constant, then time must adjust. It must slow down just enough for everything to stay in balance. This is time dilation, slow bending of time caused by motion. Itself, the faster something moves, the more time stretches around it. It's not a metaphor, It's a measurable truth. And suddenly, the river of time feels less like a steady stream and more like a shifting tide. You sit with this thought, not to solve it, but to feel it. Your mind floats like a leaf caught in that tide, watching the water twist and fold. Could it be that there is no one single now? That time moves differently for different travelers, depending on their journey. It's strange, yes, but also deeply beautiful, because it means that time is not some cold dictator pressing down on everything. It's more like a dancer, flexible, responsive, alive, even here, lying still under the sky. Your experience of time is shaped by your position, your motion, your surroundings. Tiny effects, too small to feel, but real nonetheless. Up above, satellites glide through thinner gravity, and their clocks tick slightly faster than yours. Down below, near the heart of Earth, time passes a little slower. You may not sense it, but physics does, and it keeps track. So what is time? It's not something separate from you. It's not ticking from the outside, indifferent and absolute. It moves with you. It listens to your path, and it can be stretched, bent, slowed, depending on how you move through space. This idea once shocked the world. Before Einstein, time was thought to be fixed and universal, the same everywhere, for everyone. The same second, felt by all. But now, you know otherwise. Now, you begin to see that time is deeply personal, not just in emotion or memory, but in physics itself. Let that sink in. Time is not a ruler, but a fabric. Not a drumbeat, but a soft thread woven into the geometry of the universe. And, like any fabric, it can be tugged, twisted, reshaped. The more you move, the more it bends. The more gravity you feel, the more it slows. Time is not indifferent. It responds, so you lie there, feeling still. But you're already moving with Earth's spin, with its orbit around the sun, with the solar system's slow drift through the galaxy, and with each movement, time shifts just a little. You don't feel it in your breath. The universe does. Maybe your seconds aren't the same as mine. Maybe no one truly shares the same now. And yet, we live, love, and wonder together, as if time were ours to hold. Perhaps it is, not because time is simple, but because we are always inside it, wrapped in its flowing warmth. Tonight, you begin to loosen your grip on the old idea of time, and in doing so, you find something softer, more mysterious, and far more alive. You feel yourself floating, as if your body were no longer bound by the second hand on the clock, but drifting instead on a deeper current. A current that invites a question. If motion can bend time, what happens near a fast-moving clock? You're holding a clock in each hand, identical, polished, silent, ticking in sync. Two perfect machines, born from the same rhythm. You imagine sending one of them away. Not gently, not slowly, but fast, impossibly fast. Soaring through space at a speed near that of light. And when it finally returns, something strange has happened. The clock you held stays the same, but the one that left it's behind. Its hands have not moved as far. You blink, you check again, but there's no mistake. The clock that traveled is younger than the one that stayed. Time itself has moved differently. Not broken, not lost. Just stretched, you breathe slowly, letting this truth settle. Two objects, same start, same build, same function. But one took a journey, and now it holds fewer seconds. It seems impossible. And yet, it is one of the most tested truths in modern physics. The faster something moves, the more slowly time passes for it. This is not an illusion. It's real, measurable, and deeply woven into the way reality behaves. It is known as time dilation, a gentle distortion of time caused by motion itself. You close your eyes and picture a beam of light, a pure, perfect line, moving across empty space. Now, imagine you are standing still, watching it. It moves past you at the speed of light, the fastest speed there is. Now imagine you're running toward it. Still, the light moves at the same speed. Run away from it. Same result. No matter what, the light never changes. It doesn't slow down for you. It doesn't speed up to meet you. Instead, something else must adjust to keep the math in balance. That something is time. If you move faster, the universe slows your clock to keep light unchanged. It isn't a punishment or a reward. The way the universe protects consistency. Light is the speed limit of reality, and everything else must bend around it. You drift deeper into this idea, not as a problem to solve, but as a story to feel. Motion stretches time like soft clay. A speeding traveler ages more slowly, not by choice, not by illusion, but by the fabric of space-time adjusting itself. You are beginning to see that time is not absolute. It is not fixed like rails on a train track. It is more like a melody, shifting with speed and setting. In the stillness of your thoughts, you recall an experiment, not thought, but real. In the 1970s, physicists placed atomic clocks on airplanes. They sent them around the Earth fast, high, moving against gravity, and when the clocks returned, they were slightly behind their twins that stayed on the ground. A tiny difference, a fraction of a second. But real time had passed. More slowly for the moving clocks. It wasn't imagination. It was relativity in action. You begin to realize, every time a satellite orbits, every time a particle in a lab moves near light speed, the same stretching of time is happening. The world is full of fast clocks, ticking just a little more slowly than yours. Let's return to your hands. 2 clocks, 2 journeys, one stayed. One moved fast, and now one is older. Not because it malfunctioned, but because speed wrapped time around it like a gentle cushion. Motion bends time. It doesn't twist it violently, but smooths it out, slows it like syrup poured into cold air. It's easy to forget how deeply connected space and time are. They aren't separate, not really. They are woven together, space-time, a fabric that stretches in all directions. When you move quickly through space, you move more slowly through time. And when you are still in space, you move more quickly through time. It's a kind of trade, a quiet compromise, a balancing act that keeps the universe in harmony. And that's the paradox. The faster you go, the slower you become. The outside. From your perspective, nothing feels different. Time always feels normal, ticking along moment by moment. But outside observers, standing still, will see you in slow motion. It's not a trick. It's not about perception. It's about reality itself, bending under the rules of relativity. You rest with this thought. Time is not lost. It is conserved, but altered, redistributed like light in a prism, refracted by speed, and suddenly, time feels less like a line and more like a landscape. You aren't just in time, you are moving through it. And how fast you move shapes how much you experience. This makes you wonder, if motion can slow time, what happens when we move? Not through space, but through gravity itself. You are lying still, or so it seems. Your body is quiet. Your limbs are calm. The air around you barely stirs, but you are moving. Always. You are spinning with the earth. You are circling the sun. You are gliding with the galaxy through space. So vast, even light needs years to cross it. And beneath it all, you are traveling always through time. Time is not just something that passes you by. It is something you move through, like a road beneath your feet. And just like with roads, the path you take matters. You've already seen how speed affects time. When you move quickly through space, your movement through time slows down. It's as if the universe is saying, you may take more of one, but less of the other. It's a kind of balance, an exchange, like carrying two cups, one filled with space, one with time. The more you pour into one, the less remains in the other. So, when you stay still in space, you move fastest through time. But when you rush through space, near the speed of light, your progress through time nearly stops. This is not metaphor. It's geometry, not flat geometry, like paper and pencils, but the geometry of space-time, a vast four-dimensional landscape made of three directions of space, and one of time. To move through this landscape is to live. To be alive is to be a traveler across both space and time. And you, right now, even as you rest, are moving along the time axis, second by second. It is the deepest motion you know, and it never stops. But what if it did? What if you could tilt your path through space-time, choosing to take more distance through space and less through time? Imagine yourself in a rocket ship, accelerating faster and faster, not just a little, but toward the cosmic speed limit, near the speed of light. From your perspective, everything feels normal. Your pulse, your breath, your thoughts all ticking at their usual rhythm. But from the outside, from someone watching your journey, your clock is slowing. Not broken, not frozen, just slowed, gently, perfectly, by your immense speed. This is the heart of the paradox. The faster you go through space, the less you go through time. You trade time for distance, and the closer you get to light speed, the more extreme this trade becomes. At the speed of light itself, time would stop completely. A photon, a particle of light, is born, travels across the universe, and is absorbed, all in a single moment from its perspective. No aging, no waiting, only one eternal now. But you are not made of light. You have mass, and mass cannot reach the speed of light. So your path always includes some time, always a slice of that dimension in your journey. You begin to understand that movement through time and movement through space are not separate acts. They are part of the same motion, a four-dimensional glide through reality, and the total speed of your journey through space-time is constant. No matter what you do, your total motion, combining space and time, must always add up to the same. If you use more of it to move through space, you must use less of it to move through time. That is why fast travelers age more slowly. Not because time has broken, but because their path through time has become shorter. You are drifting now, not through air, but through thought. What does this mean for you, here, now? It means that stillness is not truly still. Even when you rest, you are moving swiftly through time. You are, in a way, a time traveler, not jumping years in a flash like in stories, but sliding steadily forward at the maximum speed your mass allows. You are riding a river that flows in one direction, always forward. And even as you sleep, even as the world grows quiet, you move along this current, second by second, breath by breath. This view of time as a dimension changes everything. It means the past and future are not just memories or guesses. They are coordinates, real places on the map of space Europe. Events don't just happen and vanish. They exist in the fabric of the universe, stretched out like scenes on a reel of film. You experience them one by one as your consciousness moves forward. But they are all there already waiting in the structure of space. This is not mysticism. It is the implication of Einstein's theory, the idea that past, present, and future are part of a whole. It's called the block universe, a timeless tapestry where everything that has happened and will happen already has its place. You are like a reader, flipping through pages. You see one at a time, but the whole book exists all at once. So when you move faster through space and time slows down for you, it's not that the book changes. You are just turning fewer pages. You're taking a different path through the story, shorter in time, longer in space. And the universe honors this. No path is wrong. No journey is broken. Only curved, bent, shifted like sunlight through glass. You return to your body, still resting, still breathing, and yet something has changed. Because now you know, you are not merely moving through time. You are made of time. Your aging, your memories, your heartbeats, all marks of your progress through the fourth dimension. Every cell in your body is shaped by the rhythm of your movement through space-time. You are a traveler, not lost, not wandering, but gently guided by the geometry of the cosmos. And perhaps the next question to ask is, if time bends with motion, what happens when it bends with gravity? Close your eyes. Picture a beam of light. It travels with no weight, no hesitation, just motion. A pure, constant rhythm slicing through the dark. It does not wobble. It does not tire. It simply moves at the fastest speed anything can move. 792,458 meters per second. That's the speed of light, the cosmic limit. Not because nothing wants to go faster, but because nothing can. This is the speed woven into the universe itself, a rule written in the very geometry of space-time. Now, imagine this. You are floating in the void, weightless and still. A flash of light races past you. brilliant, silent, precise. It moves at the speed of light, of course, expect that. But now imagine you begin to move, chasing it. Faster, faster, gaining speed. You expect the light to slow down in your view, to become something you could almost catch. But it does, no matter how fast you go. The light still races away at the same exact speed. You could reach 99% of light speed, and still, that beam stays just as far ahead, just as fast. You are not imagining this. This is the strange, beautiful truth. The speed of light never changes. Not for you, not for anyone. Not under any condition. It is a constant. The one thing in the universe that never bends to perspective. And so, the universe bends everything else instead, to protect the constancy of light's speed. Time and space must stretch and twist. It is not the light that adjusts, it is you. Your clock slows down, your distances contract, your sense of simultaneity, what happens at the same time, begins to shift. This is the miracle of special relativity. To keep light unchanged, the universe changes you. It's strange, isn't it? All your life, you've known things to be relative. Run toward something, and it comes toward you faster. Move away, and it appears slower. It makes sense. It feels natural. But light doesn't play by those rules, I guess. Its speed is not relative. It is absolute. So when you chase light, your time must bend instead. Your seconds stretch out your heartbeat, your thoughts, your life. All of it slows to maintain the rule. You trade time for motion. Einstein saw this not through a telescope, but through a question. What would it be like to ride alongside a beam of light? He imagined floating beside it, no motion between him and the beam. From that position, the wave of light would appear frozen, not moving at all. But that couldn't be. Light is always in motion. It can never stand still. So something must give. That simple question unraveled centuries of thought, reshaped our understanding of time, space, and reality. You rest inside this thought. Time and space are not fixed. They are not separate. They are intertwined, like threads in a vast, visible tapestry. And light is the weaver, the constant that keeps the pattern true. If you move fast, if you don't break the pattern, you simply stretch it. Time stretches. Length contracts. Reality bends, gently but precisely, to protect the speed of light. It is not an obstacle. It is an anchor. And this anchor has deep consequences. Imagine two events: a star exploding and a planet reacting to the light. For one observer, the explosion happens first. For another, the reaction might come before the explosion. Their order is not absolute. Only the speed of light is. This is what light's constancy means. There is no universal now. Time depends on where you are, how fast you're moving, and what direction you're heading. Each person, each particle, each place carries its own version of time, its own thread in the fabric. But amid this shifting, one thing remains the same: that beam of light, always moving, always constant. A cosmic metronome, ticking at the edge of the possible. You float beside it, not in body, but in mind. And for a moment, you imagine what it would be like to truly catch up, to become light, to freeze time, to be everywhere and nowhere in a single flash. But that path is closed. Massless things can travel at light speed, but anything with mass, like you, must travel through time instead. And so you continue on, sliding gently through your own moments. You return to your breath, your heartbeat, your place in this soft, shifting universe. You are not made of light, but your world is shaped by it, by its constancy, its limits, its quiet authority. You move through time not in spite of light's speed, but because of it. And as your thoughts begin to slow, like stars drifting toward dawn, you begin to wonder if speed can bend time. What happens when someone fast comes back home again? To be alive is to be a traveler across both space and time. And you, right now, even as you rest, are moving along the time axis, second by second. It is the deepest motion you know, and it never stops. But what if it did? What if you could? Tilt your path through space-time, choosing to take more distance through space and less through time. Imagine yourself in a rocket ship, accelerating faster and faster. Not just a little, but toward the cosmic speed limit, near the speed of light. From your perspective, everything feels normal. Your pulse, your breath, your thoughts, all ticking at their usual rhythm. But from the outside, from someone watching your journey, your clock is slowing, not broken, not frozen, just slowed, gently, perfectly, by your immense speed. This is the heart of the paradox. The faster you go through space, the less you go through time. You trade time for distance. And the closer you get to light speed, the more extreme this trade becomes. At the speed of light itself, time would stop completely. A photon, a particle of light, is born, travels across the universe, and is absorbed. All in a single moment. From its perspective, no aging, no waiting, only one eternal now. But you are not made of light. You have mass, and mass cannot reach the speed of light. So your path always includes some time, always a slice of that dimension in your journey. You begin to understand that movement through time and movement through space are not separate acts. They are part of the same motion, a four-dimensional glide through reality, and the total speed of your journey through space-time is constant, no matter what you do. Your total motion, combining space and time, must always add up to the same. If you use more of it to move through space, you must use less of it to move through time. That is why fast travelers age more slowly. Not because time has broken, but because their path through time has become shorter. You are drifting now, not through air, but through thought. What does this mean for you, here, now? It means that stillness is not truly still. Even when you rest, you are moving swiftly through time. You are, in a way, a time traveler. Not jumping years in a flash, like in stories, but sliding steadily forward at the maximum speed your mass allows. You are riding a river that flows in one direction, always forward. And even as you sleep, even as the world grows quiet, you move along this current second by second, breath by breath. This view of time as a dimension changes everything. It means the past and future are not just memories or guesses. They are coordinates, real places on the map of spationing. Events don't just happen and vanish. They exist in the fabric of the universe, stretched out like scenes on a reel of film. You experience them one by one as your consciousness moves forward. But they are all there, already waiting in the structure of spationing. This is not mysticism. It is the implication of Einstein's theory. The idea that past, present, future are part of a whole. It's called the block universe, a timeless tapestry where everything that has happened and will happen already has its place. You are like a reader flipping through pages. You see, one at a time. But the whole book exists all at once. So when you move faster through space and time slows down for you, it's not that the book changes. You are just turning fewer pages. You're taking a different path through the story, shorter in time, longer in space, and the universe honors this. No path is wrong. No journey is broken. Only curved, bent, shifted like sunlight through glass. You return to your body, still resting, still breathing, and yet something has changed. Because now you know you are not merely moving through time. You are made of time, your aging, your memories, your heartbeat, all marks of your progress through the fourth dimension. Every cell in your body is shaped by the rhythm of your movement through space-time. You are a traveler, not lost, not wandering, but gently guided by the geometry of the cosmos. And perhaps the next question to ask is, if time bends with motion, what happens when it bends with gravity? You close your eyes and find yourself inside a story. Two children, born moments apart, twins. They share the same first breath, the same sky, the same heartbeat in the womb. Their clocks begin together, synchronized by birth and by blood. They grow up side by side. Same birthdays, same laughter, same long, slow summers. Time for a while holds them equally. But then one of them, curious, bold, chooses the stars. She boards a spacecraft, bound for a distant world. Her ship is fast, unimaginably fast. Not just fast like a plane or a rocket, but fast enough to skim the edge of light's domain. She waves goodbye, and the world she leaves behind begins to change. You stayed behind with the twin who remained. The years pass gently, sunrises, seasons, silences. Birthdays come and go. The world spins forward. He grows older. Lines form on his face like quiet rivers. Hair grays. Memory deepens. But he waits, always waits, for the return of his sister. The one who left in a flash of fire, vanishing into the velvet dark. And then one day, the ship returns. The hatch opens, and she steps out unchanged. Her face is young, her body untouched by time. She smiles the same smile she wore when she left. To her, only a few months had passed. A short voyage, a blink, a dream. To him, decades. His hands are older now than their father's once were. His reflection holds years she never saw. They reach for each other, still twins, still connected, but no longer the same age. This is the twin paradox, a thought experiment. Yes, but not fiction. It is the natural result of special relativity, the bending of time through motion. The twin who stayed aged normally, the one who traveled fast, moved slower through time. not in experience, but in physics. Both felt time move naturally. But the universe kept a different tally. You float between them now, not choosing a side, but listening to the difference, and you begin to understand. The faster you move, the slower your time flows. Time, in this way, is not fair. It does not reward motion with progress. Instead, it grants motion a kind of pause. It says, you may go far, but you will not go fast through time. Picture the ship as it races away from Earth. Her clock ticks slowly. Each moment aboard her vessel stretches like warm honey. But inside the ship, to her, everything feels normal. She eats, she sleeps, she dreams. Nothing feels strange. It's the Earth, in fact, that seems to rush away and fast forward. The paradox lies in perspective. Each sees the other as moving. Each feels still. But there is a key difference: acceleration. When she turns her ship around to return home, she must fire her engines, must feel the pressure of changing direction. This moment, the turn, breaks the symmetry. It marks her as the traveler. It seals the difference in their timelines. And when she returns, the Earth has aged more than she has. This isn't just theory. It has been tested. Many times, in small ways, particles and accelerators live longer when they move fast. Clocks on satellites tick differently from those on Earth. Even airplanes, flying at modest speeds, show time dilation, measurable with atomic clocks. Our world is built on this. GPS satellites, for instance, must account for time dilation. Without correction, your location on a map would drift by kilometers each day. The sky bends time just enough to misplace you. Relativity is not distant. It is everywhere. You return now to the twins. He has stories to tell of the years she missed. And she has silence, for she did not miss them. They never came. Their timelines diverged, not by choice, but by the shape of space-time itself. You begin to feel it. Time is not a flat floor. It is a landscape full of valleys and ridges, shaped not just by speed, but by motions, curves. And when you travel far enough, fast enough, you don't just cross space, you leave the present behind. You wonder, could you use this? Could someone skip forward in time, traveling near light speed, aging slowly, while the Earth spins centuries ahead? Yes, a traveler could leap into the far future of their world, but never return to the moment they left. This is the gift and the cost. Relativity offers no time machines, only one-way paths. You can slow your clock, but not turn it back. You can stretch time, but not rewind it. The astronaut embraces her twin. She sees the lines she never earned. She hears the names of those now gone. The world she returns to is older, fuller, stranger, and yet her own body carries only yesterday. In this, you find something both tender and profound. Time is not equally given. It is shaped by your path, by speed, by gravity, by motion. It responds to the choices you make, the journeys you take, the engines you fire, and the turns you make toward home. Still, in the eyes of the twins, something remains unchanged. They are both real, both right, both true. Each carried their own thread through time, and both threads are valid in the fabric of spatial. This is the paradox's quiet beauty. Time is not universal, but it is consistent. It does not treat all journeys the same, but it never breaks its own rules. It is not fair. Rest in this thought, that you are always moving, not just in space, but through the winding geometry of time. Your path is your own. Your seconds are shaped by how you move. And now, as the image of the twins begins to fade, you ask a softer question. If motion can shape time, what does gravity do? Time is soft. You've seen it stretch with motion, with speed so fast it folds seconds into silence. But there is another hand that holds time, quieter than velocity. Gravity, it does not rush. It pulls, slowly and constantly. And with that pull comes a secret. Gravity bends, not just space, but time itself. You are standing still, yet time is not. The ground beneath your feet is not just solid, it's pressing down, holding you close with Earth's invisible fingers. The stronger this pull, the slower your seconds tick, not by choice, not by illusion, by nature. You may not feel it, but your feet, nearer the Earth's center, experience time just a bit more slowly than your head. It's a tiny difference. It's a fraction of a moment. But it's real. If you stood on tiptoe forever, your head would live just a little longer than your toes. Gravity's grip is gentle, but in the right places, it becomes profound. You drift now in your mind to a mountain's peak, high above sea level, where the air thins and the stars seem closer. Time moves just a bit faster, not because you're farther from the sky, but because you're farther from the Earth's mass. The planet's gravity weakens as you rise, and with it, time loosens to dot clocks on mountaintops race ahead of clocks at sea, not by much, but enough to be measured. Now float higher still, past clouds and weather. Into low Earth orbit, you see satellites circling below you, machines that tick to keep the world in sync. They feel less of Earth's gravity, and their clocks drift. Slowly, steadily, faster than ours. This matters. If we didn't correct for gravity's touch on time, our GPS would lead us not to our street corner, but kilometers away. We live in a world that depends on time's flexibility, and we correct for it every second, not out of kindness, but necessity. Now turn your gaze downward, deeper into the earth, toward its molten core. If you could descend through rock and pressure, you'd find that time begins to slow. The deeper you go, the more gravity holds you, and the more slowly your moments move. It's not just height that matters, it's depth. This is the truth. Gravity dilates time. It stretches it outward, like pulling fabric under a heavy stone. The more massive the object, the more it pulls, and the more time bends in response. Now let yourself drift far beyond Earth, to the edge of what we know, to a place where gravity becomes not gentle, but extreme. A black hole. Its pull is so fierce, even light cannot escape. Not even a whisper of time can flee its edge. Near the black hole's surface, the event horizon, time slows to a crawl. You could float there, just outside the border, and watch the entire history of the universe unfold before you. Galaxies, born and burned, stars dying in bursts of color, civilizations rising, fading, forgotten, all while your own heart beats slowly. Perhaps only once. To the outside world, eons pass. To you, a single breath. This is not fantasy. This is the physics of gravity. It holds not just your body, but your seconds. The stronger the field, the slower the time. It's not a distortion. It's a law. It's real as weight, as motion, as breath. You return now gently to earth. Feel your body settle. Feel the gravity beneath you. It doesn't slam or shout. It tugs, quietly, patiently, always. And with it, your time moves, not absolutely, but uniquely. Your journey, your location, your elevation, they shape your clock. Even the cells inside you carry this variation, this hidden gradient of time. You are always aging, but not evenly. The difference is small, but profound. Your body is a landscape of slightly different clocks, from head to toe, from heart to skin. You are not one time. You are many. Each part of you aging in rhythm. With its place in gravity's field, you begin to see time not as a river, but as a web, tied to gravity, shaped by space, tugged by mass. Each planet, each star, each galaxy, all stretch and warp. The fabric in which time flows, and you are a traveler inside this tapestry, moving not only through space, but across curved layers of time. And now, as the night deepens and your breath softens, you wonder if gravity can stretch time. What happens near the places where gravity ends, at the very edge of falling forever? While your own heartbeat slows to a whisper, time becomes a shadow, long, soft, endless. You drift toward a darkness unlike any other. Not the darkness of night, not the shade behind a star, but something deeper, a place where even light forgets how to return. A black hole. It doesn't glow. It doesn't roar. It waits, in silence. A ripple in the fabric of space-time so steep, not even time climbs out. Around it, sky bends. Stars seem to swirl and stretch, their light curved into strange arcs, caught in the black holes, invisible. Grip. You are near the event horizon now, the threshold. It's a last line before falling forever. Cross it, and there is no way back. Not for ships, not for sound. Not even for photons, the fastest travelers in the universe. This boundary is not made of matter or wall or flame. It is made of geometry. The shape of space-time itself curves so sharply here. It folds inward. And what happens to time in this place? It stretches, long and soft and slow. From the outside, someone watching you would see you frozen, your descent appearing slower and slower, each moment taking longer than the last. To them, you would never quite fall in. You would linger at the edge forever. But to you, inside your ship, your journey continues. Seconds feel normal. But everything beyond the black hole, the stars, the galaxies, the world you came from, races ahead. Imagine you spend just 1 hour floating near the event horizon, held steady by powerful engines. When you return, if return were possible, centuries may have passed. The world would have changed. Buildings crumbled. Languages evolved. People you loved, long gone. Strangers, living lives built on the ruins of yours. All while your heart beat calmly in the dark. All while time whispered slowly in your ears. This is the gravitational time. Dilation of black holes, not a theory now, but a measured reality. Astronomers have seen time slow near the edge of falling stars, observed its drag on the light escaping massive objects. Time moves differently here because gravity is not just a force. It is the bending of space-time itself, and black holes bend it to the limit. You feel it in your breath, still, suspended, alive, in the most unlikely place. The black hole is not a monster. It is a wound in the universe, yes, but also a mirror. It shows you what happens when mass concentrates without limit. It reveals the true nature of time, unveiling how space and duration twist together. Here, gravity isn't gentle. It is absolute. You are now so close to the edge. Your seconds are like stretched silk. Your pulse slows to a quiet rhythm. Your thoughts drift like paper on still water. If you had a window, you could watch stars age in flashes, see galaxies swirl in fast forward. You could, in theory, watch the end of the universe, the cooling of stars, the darkening of light, all in what feels like an evening to you. This isn't science fiction. It's relativity, taken to its most poetic conclusion. And what if you crossed the line? What if you slipped past the event horizon into the place no story returns from? No one knows what lies within. Not because we haven't looked, but because no information escapes. Not a signal, not a sound, not even a photon of light. Inside, the math collapses. Space-time folds inward, infinitely. We call it a singularity, a point of zero volume, infinite density. But truly, it is a question without an answer. Perhaps it's an end. Perhaps it's a passage. Perhaps time itself no longer means anything there. You would fall toward the center, not like falling off a cliff, but like sliding through time's deepest groove, a one-way path, a future no one can follow. And yet, from the outside, you are frozen at the brink, captured in suspended animation. Time does not simply pass more slowly. It nearly stops to those watching. You become a statue made of moments, your last breath caught in a stretched second. You are still there, and not gone. And not time is no longer linear here. It spirals, it shivers, it loses meaning. But you, inside your mind, feel peace. There is no fear in the way time bends, only awe, only quiet. The universe is telling you something not in words, but in shape. That time is not separate from gravity. That to fall deeper into gravity is to fall slower through time. Black holes teach us the edges of everything we know. They are not just ends, but experiments of nature where reality stretches itself to the breaking point. You rest near the edge of the event horizon. You will not cross. Not tonight. But you now carry something with you, a feeling not of danger, but of truth. That time is not constant, not steady, not shared. It is curved, pulled, and sculpted by mass and motion. And nowhere is that more visible than here. You begin to float backward, gently, away from the edge, away from the silence where time softens into near stillness. And as you return to calmer skies, your seconds begin to quicken again. The stars become stars again, not blurs of ancient light. And yet, something lingers, a question, soft as breath. If gravity can stop time, could the universe itself have once begun with all time and space curled into one singular moment? It begins so simply. You tap a glowing screen, a map appears. Your location blinks, a quiet, unfamiliar streets. You zoom, you scroll, you follow the trail. And somewhere beneath this small magic time is stretching and bending above you. Not in fantasy, in orbit, up in the sky, not so far as stars, but farther than clouds. A constellation of satellites circles the Earth. They are silent, precise machines. Each one carries a clock, not the ticking kind, but atomic, so accurate. It loses only a billionth of a second in years. These are the clocks of the Global Positioning System, GPS, and without them, your map would drift, your position would blur, and the world would lose its place. But these clocks do not tick like yours. They are floating in a different part of space-time. Imagine this. High above, where gravity is weaker, moving fast, drifting far from the ground's gentle pull. And both of these things, speed and gravity, change time. From your perspective, those orbiting clocks tick just a bit too fast. Each day, they gain about 38 microseconds over clocks on Earth. A microsecond, a millionth of a second. Small, yes, but over time, even the smallest drift matters. Left uncorrected, GPS errors would pile up, sending your location off by kilometers each day. So engineers do something extraordinary. They adjust time. They bend the clocks before launch and correct them constantly during orbit. They know with astonishing precision how much time will stretch from motion, from height, from the dance of relativity. This isn't theoretical, it's practical. Relativity isn't just for astronauts or black holes. It is guiding you right now to your next turn, your next walk, your next doorstep. You look at your phone again. The map seems still. You feel anchored. But above, 20 or 30 satellites move at thousands of kilometers per hour, each one, holding a tiny fragment of your location in its clock. Your phone listens to them, gathers signals, compares times, triangulates your position based on the difference between what each satellite says. And if even one clock were off, you'd end up on the wrong street. So they all stay in rhythm, not with each other, but with the corrected version of time that accounts for how the universe actually behaves. This is the beauty of it. Every time you ask your device where you are, you're not just connecting to satellites, you're experiencing relativity, quietly, invisibly. Every day, you are walking inside a web of bent time, woven by gravity and motion. And your tools work only because we understand that time does not tick equally in all places. The satellites live in slower gravity and faster motion, so their time must be nudged. And here on the ground, you move through a slightly different rhythm. Still, the system harmonizes. The clocks are tuned, like musicians playing from different hills, but still arriving on the same beat. You pause, letting this truth sink in. Time is not fixed. Not even here. It is part of the landscape, shaped by altitude, speed, direction. And yet, because we understand it, we use it. We ride these differences like surfers on curved space-time to build a system of astonishing accuracy. This is not the only place time bends around you, but it is one of the few where we've harnessed the bend. GPS satellites are our daily encounter with Einstein's equations. They show us that even in orbit, even in motion, precision is possible as long as you accept that time is flexible. You take a slow breath. Look up. You don't see the satellites. They pass overhead without a sound, but they are there, circling, counting, correcting. Each one whispering the time as space-time reshapes it. And your phone, small and unassuming, is listening to this symphony of falling clocks. It does not just know where you are. It knows when you are to the millionth of a second, because that's what navigation really is. Being in the right place at the right time. You smile now, knowing that even your daily path is shaped by a universe in motion. You are not separate from the cosmos. You live inside its rules and use them, even in your pocket. And now, as you put the phone away, you wonder softly if satellites above must account for time stretching. What happens when we carry time in our bodies? Through a lifetime of changing speed, motion, and memory. What is time? Is it the steady ticking of a clock? The rhythmic turn of the earth? The slow drift of shadows across a wall? Or is it something softer, something stranger? Because there are moments when a second feels like an hour, and hours disappear without a trace. You've felt this. We all have. You sit in stillness and time stretches. You laugh with someone and it vanishes. So, what is time really? Is it something you measure or something you live? Let's go back just a moment to what we've learned. Time bends with speed. It stretches with gravity. Clocks aboard satellites drift away from the clocks in your hand. The universe holds no single shared time. But what about here, inside your own skin? What if time is not only something that happens to you, but something you shape? Close your eyes. Picture a memory, a powerful one. It could be joyous, or painful, or strange. Feel how full it is, how packed with details, how dense with sensation. Now compare that to an ordinary hour, a morning you barely remember, a walk you've taken 100 times. They lasted the same, perhaps 60 minutes each, but not in your experience. Your memory isn't made of seconds, it's made of meaning. This is what scientists have begun to explore. Time as a personal experience. Your brain is not a clock. It doesn't tick evenly. It doesn't measure time mechanically. It builds time from perception, from change, motion, attention. When more happens, when your senses are lit up, when emotions swell, your brain creates more moments. Time feels slower, fuller, richer. And when life is repetitive, when days blur, your mind compresses them. Time slips past, unnoticed. It's not that time moved faster. It's that your memory captured less. Even fear and adrenaline can stretch. Time. People who've had near accidents often say it felt like time slowed down. Every sound sharpens. Every movement becomes vivid. Not because time itself changed, but because the mind flooded with awareness, high alert, full attention. 1,000 impressions etched in seconds. Time from inside thickens, and then there are moments of peace, of deep flow, or meditation, when your sense of time simply dissolves. No urgency, no measurement, just presence. You are not watching the clock. You are not counting. You are being. And time in those moments becomes invisible. This, too, is a kind of time travel. Not in distance, but in depth. Because while physics shows us that time is curved by speed and mass, psychology shows us that time is curved by awareness. The more awake you are to a moment, the longer it seems to last. This is why childhood feels endless in memory. Newness stretches time. Novelty makes every hour vivid. And why adulthood sometimes blurs. Routine compresses time. It is not the clock that changes. It is the richness of your noticing. So what then is time? It is physical, yes. It can be measured, stretched, bent. But it is also personal, an echo of your attention, a mirror of your emotions, a reflection of your mind. Time lives both outside you and within you. Every person walks through a different river. Even if they stand side by side, you and I may sit in the same room, watch the same sunset, hear the same music, but what we remember, what we feel, what we live is never the same. And so our time diverges, not in years, but in the fabric of experience. You breathe now, slowly, and feel your own time settle. This moment, right here, right now, is unlike any before or after. It carries the weight of all that led to it, and it stretches softly toward what comes next. You are not a clock. You are a witness, a weaver of time, and your threads are made of wonder, emotion, memory. Time, in this way, is not only curved by gravity, but curved by meaning. The seconds that shape you most are not the ones that pass, but the ones you feel. So, tonight, as you drift deeper, remember this: you carry your own time. You always have. It stretches when you're afraid, contracts when you're content, pauses in love, races in grief. And no one, not even a perfect clock, can measure what it means to you. And now, as sleep begins to soften the edges, you find yourself wondering if time is shaped by perception. Could memory itself be a kind of time machine, replaying the past in present rhythms? You are far now, farther than satellites, beyond planets, past even the brightest galaxies. You drift in silence, in a darkness that is not cold, but ancient. A place where time feels less like a rhythm and more like a breath between stars. You've seen how time can bend with speed, with gravity, with perception. You've followed clocks in motion and clocks at rest. But here, at the edge of the cosmos, a quieter question arises. If time can stretch, can it run out? Let yourself float. No up, no down. Just the slow unraveling of the universe. Around you, galaxies are faint specks. Not because they've disappeared, but because they've drifted so far. Their light can no longer reach you. This is the future of everything. Not tomorrow, not next year, but billions upon billions of years from now, in the realm cosmologists call deep time. Here, stars have grown old. The bright blue ones lived fast and died young. Even the quiet red ones have faded. The sky no longer sparkles. It glows, faintly, the final embers of starlight slowly going out. There is no clock here. Nothing remains to tick. Planets no longer spin. Atoms barely move. Temperature has fallen close to absolute zero, a point where motion itself begins to vanish. This is what physicists call heat death, not because it burns, but because it ends all warmth, all usable energy. Entropy, the measure of disorder, has reached its quiet maximum. Everything is spread out, balanced, unchanging, and so time, which depends on change, begins to lose meaning. No clocks tick. No sunrises mark the day. No heartbeat echoes through the void. But strangely, time doesn't stop. It keeps flowing. Softly, silently, without events to measure it. Like a river without ripples. You begin to sense that time is not about seconds or hands on a dial. It's about change. And when change slows, so does time's feel. Yet the universe continues, expanding. Space itself stretches the very fabric of reality, still moving outward, not into anything, but creating more of itself. Galaxies once close, now move apart, then farther, then out of reach forever. Even light can't outrun the expansion. So, what does that mean for time? As space stretches, time stretches too. Each second becomes longer, not because clocks break, but because the structure of the cosmos unfolds like a quiet breath. Eventually, particles decay, matter dissolves. Black holes evaporate, one by one, leaving only radiation and emptiness. It's not sudden. It's not violent. It's the slowest ending imaginable. The clock at the end of the universe doesn't chime. It simply fades. You are still floating, still present in this far-off realm. And though it may seem distant and abstract, this future is written into the laws of physics, into the way expansion, entropy, and time intertwine. But you don't need to fear it. It's not a story of loss. It's a story of scale. Time after. All has never moved at one speed. It has curved and stretched since the first spark of existence. From the Big Bang, when time was compressed and hot, to this distant echo of silence. Time has been evolving, not ending, but softening. You begin to feel a kinship with the universe. Your body holds clocks too. Your breath, your pulse, your memories. And every night, as you drift into sleep, you surrender to your own kind of timelices. Sleep is not the end of time. It's a different shape, an inward journey, a soft dilation, a slowing down of thoughts and edges, like the fading of starlight. You too become still. Perhaps this is what the far future feels like. Not absence, but peace. No rush, no ticking, just the long exhale of a universe at rest. And even in that stillness, a trace of time remains. Not as movement, but as memory. Even the final particle, flickering in the void, carries the story of what once was. You think of time differently. Now, not as a line, not as a number, but as a companion, changing shape with every step you take. In the beginning, it moved fast, fiery, chaotic, pulsing with birth. Then it grew long and wide, stretched by motion, carved by gravity, softened by thought, and now here it drifts like dust in still air, not gone, just quiet. And in this quiet, you begin to descend again, not toward Earth, not toward a galaxy, but toward rest. Because as the universe slows, so do you. As stars dim, your eyes begin to close, and as clocks fall silent, your thoughts dissolve into their own gentle end. Time is not something you chase. It's not something you lose. It is something you live through, in every memory, in every breath, in every dream. So now, let go. You have drifted from the tick of a second to the silence of cosmic dusk. You have watched time bend and stretch, slip and swell, and now you return to the softest form of all, the one waiting quietly within you. Sleep, your own edge of time, your own event horizon, a place where clocks melt into dreams and the self gently unthreads into starlight. Tomorrow will come. Time will start again. But for now, rest in this final truth. The universe has no hurry, and neither do you. You are here again, back in your room, back in your body, back in the quiet rhythm of your own breath. But something has shifted. You feel it, not like a jolt, but like warmth settling into your bones, a kind of knowing, a slow, deep understanding. You have traveled far across gravity and motion, memory and silence, not through space, but through the folds of time itself. And now, as your chest rises and falls, you begin to realize you were never separate from time. You are always made of it. Time does not live only in stars or satellites. It flows through your fingers, beats inside your heart, stretches across your thoughts. It is not just what happens to you. It is what you are. Each moment you experience, each laugh, each tear, each long afternoon, or a fleeting second, is time. Sculpted by your presence, you don't watch time pass. You participate in it. You are a clock made of light and memory. You. Remember now how motion slows time, how gravity softens it, how attention stretches it, and how sleep brings it home. You've stood on mountaintops where time raced, drifted by black holes where time paused, watched satellites whisper seconds from the sky, and wondered how two people could live the same hour so differently. Now you see, time isn't one thread. It's a tapestry, woven from physics, from perception, from meaning. And you are always weaving. This changes how you live. Not quickly, not urgently, but gently. You begin to notice the long spaces between moments, the way a yawn stretches, the way dusk lingers, the way silence wraps itself around your shoulders. You begin to trust the slowness, to see rest not as delay, but as participation. You don't need to hurry through your hours. They are not a race. They are yours. Every second has depth. Every minute holds a shape. And every choice you make ripples into your timeline, creating a life that only you can feel from the inside. Even now lying still, your body is in motion. Earth spins beneath you. The galaxy swirls. Time flows through you like water through stone. And yet, This moment, this simple, quiet moment, is whole. No measurement can improve it. No clock can explain it. It is not ticking. It is being. You carry the physics with you now, not in numbers, but in sensation. You feel how time slows when you're still, how it compresses in routine, how it swells in awe. You sense gravity's tug on every second. You remember the way light moves without aging, how satellites shift their clocks to stay in sync with Earth, how black holes whisper the limits of knowing. But most of all, you understand that time is not just a background. It is your landscape. It is the stage and the script. It is both what carries you forward and what holds you now. And so, as you lie here, blanket around you, breath, softening thoughts, slowing, you enter time's gentlest form. Not the time of alarms and deadlines, but the time of dreams, of quiet, of release. This is your time, yours to rest in, yours to reshape tomorrow, yours to remember, not by hours, but by how they felt. There is no right way to use time, only the honest way, the attentive way. When you love, you are using time. When you wonder, you are bending it. When you rest, you are giving time room to breathe. Even sleep is not stillness. It is motion inward, a return. You are not leaving time tonight. You are entering a slower layer of it, a place where clocks soften, and the mind loosens its grip. And in this space, you are held by all that you've learned, by all that you've become, by every stretched second and lingering thought. The universe is still expanding, still humming with quiet motion. But for now, you do not need to follow it. Let it drift, let it breathe, let it pass gently. Like wind through tall grass, you are part of this universe, not outside of it, not watching it happen. You are woven into it, a heartbeat of time, a ripple of memory, a soft flicker of awareness, and a cosmos still learning its own shape. You are not behind time. You are not ahead. You are exactly where you are meant to be. Now, here, whole, and as your thoughts begin to quiet, as your body begins to dissolve into warmth, you return to your own personal time, unmeasured, unrushed. Your sleep comes slowly. Now, not as an end, but as a soft descent, not as escape, but as a continuation. You are safe, you are timeless, and you are home.